spot. I'm feeling good.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 8 in season number 6 of the NOFSRL Rockstar Pro Series. We are here at Circuit de la Sarthe in Le Mans, France, for the Grand Prix of Le Mans. This is a 5-lap race around this 8.4-mile road course, and on the week that the real-life 24 Hours of Le Mans is run, we've always done this Rockstar Pro Series race here at Le Mans, kind of as a complimentary event to the weekend. Of course, it's on a Wednesday because this weekend we have the James and Dean Wickard Shootout from North Wilkesboro. This is the only series race that's going to be done this week here on Napa Fan, but it's going to be a good one. I'm alongside Jesse Turner. Now, you did the IndyCar race with me. This is a completely different animal. What do you do as a driver at a place like this, at a long road course like this, to make sure your car is clean at the end and be up front at the end of the race for the race victory?
Right, man. Well, yeah, here at the Circuit de la Sarthe here in France, I mean, obviously the main key is, you know, just to keep the car clean. Just stay on the track, keep it in one piece, and you know, if you know, go gas hard in the places that you're confident at. All the straightaways are all good, but yeah, just as long as you just stay focused and, you know, keep all 4 tires on the pavement, not on any green material or sandy material, then everything should be fine. And got our front row sitters up here. They're sitting pretty right here because I know there won't be any cautions for road courses. So yeah, qualifying was definitely key as well. For those starting up front, they might have a chance, but I don't know, since that field will all be bunched up going into the first turn, you never know if somebody might mess up and could cause an issue, and maybe some back guys could get some positions. So we'll have to see when the green flag drops.
We'll have to see. Stephen Thompson, his 3rd pole of this season, is going to be leading the field of the green flag, but he's leading the field of the green flag at a good place. This is a road course, of course, and at the road courses, it is very difficult to move away from the back to the front. Now, here at Le Mans, things are a little bit different. There are places to pass here around this 8.4-mile road course. I mean, had the longest straightaway in any racetrack we have in any circuit, so definitely get a draft down there, make a move into the chicanes, but still, passing will be a little bit difficult here, and that might work out pretty well for Stephen Thompson here today. He starts on the pole. This is how they line up in the championship standings. Justin Knight is the points leader, 69 points towards the championship. He's got 2 wins on the season at Las Vegas and Dover. Patrick Zeich, the Armory Digital winner, is 15 points behind. Our last race winner here in the Rockstar Pro Series, Ryan Kendall, is 22 points behind. Joey Hightower, the Daytona winner, is 24 points behind. And how about John Gilbert? He's come up a little bit strong as of late. He's only 30 points behind coming into this race here today. Of course, the only guys who can take the points lead away from Justin Knight are Patrick Zeich, Ryan Kendall, and Joey Hightower, as it is 25 points for the race victory. Of course, only the top 10 finishers receive championship points in the Rockstar Pro Series. So they line up here for the Grand Prix of Le Mans. 5 laps of action here around this 8.4-mile road course. It's Stephen Thompson on the pole alongside Abe Troxel. Hey, and the last time you were in the booth with me, his brother won, Thomas Troxel, in the IndyCar Series, so maybe a good omen for the Troxel family with Jesse Turner being in the booth with us. We got Justin Knight, points leader, starting alongside Coca-Cola winner Cameron Gaju in the number 7. Gaju has been here before, so he knows how to get it done, knows how to work this racetrack. A lot of the guys in this field have not been here before. Our last winner, Ryan Kendall, is alongside the 21 machine. That car is driven by, I forget who it is. Why in the world am I forgetting who drove the number 21? Because I should know that by now. It's Johnny Gardner in the number 21 machine. Don't have my list with me, and I thought I'd have it all down by now, but I don't. Adam Lewis and Edwin Mendez is there, Patrick Zeich and Ashlyn Boyd, and green flag in the air here in Le Mans. We're racing in the Grand Prix of Le Mans, race 8 of the season in the Rockstar Pro Series. And here we go. Abe Troxel's trying to get an advantage on Stephen Thompson, and here's our first long back straightaway. The draft really comes into play here at Le Mans, especially with all these guys bunched up at the start. And Abe Troxel is right behind Stephen Thompson. We'll have to see if he makes a move entering the chicane. There he goes to the inside. He might try to make it here on the number 12. Unable to make the pass there on Stephen Thompson for the moment. Thompson's going to remain out front with Troxel, Justin Knight, and Cameron Gadget, top 4 on their respective positions. There goes Justin Knight. He might have a run here on Abe Troxel down the second straightaway.
Yeah, that long back straightaway definitely seemed like it had a good advantage for sure with aerodynamics and Abe Troxel in that 60. Again, with his brother having a good bit of fortune with his IndyCar victory at Texas, and Abe with his Chick-fil-A Cup Series experience too. He was a near champion in season 3. Definitely looking to get one spot better than that 12 of Stephen Thompson. Again, now the points leader, Justin Knight in the 23, just sitting back there in third. Ryan Kendall, he's within striking distance, the most recent winner. A lot of heavy-hitting names up here in the top 5.
They're keeping it pretty clean right now. Of course, it's the first time the Rockstar Pro Series has used the Xfinity cars, so it's a slightly different aero package than the Cup cars. So the racing might be a little bit different than in past years in this race, so just keep that in mind. But Stephen Thompson holding a very clean wheel right now. We're not seeing many guys overshoot in this race. Johnny Gardner might get a position, though, on Ryan Kendall here. Remember, top 10 drivers receive championship points, and every position you get is worth more points than the one before it. So let's see if Gardner can find a way around Kendall. Unable to do so. We got some double wide action back in here. Eli Bright and Daniel Voiles, and you got Adam Garcia and Alex Bonchner at the end of the field. But other than that, everyone's single file right now, keeping it pretty clean here at Le Mans. But you got to remember, too, we haven't mentioned it yet, the trouble spot here is the final corner. I don't know how many turns are here at the Circuit de la Sarthe, but I know that the final corner is definitely the corner of calamity, and we see a lot of guys overshoot that corner here, hit that wall, and it slows them down, and guys behind them usually take advantage of it. And while everyone has raced a clean race so far, we still got to keep that in mind for the final corner on every single lap here in this race. With Stephen Thompson holding away, or pulling away, I should say, in the number 12. Abe Troxel staying in second. Justin Knight, Cameron Gadget, Ryan Kendall still the same in the top 5. And a lot can happen between now and the finish of this race, especially with those long back straightaways as the guys can close back in. And, of course, the final corner here at Le Mans.
Already coming up to the end of the first lap, and I was a little bit surprised that my prediction of maybe an early race mishap might happen, but yeah, these drivers got spread out a lot quicker than I thought they would. But although the top 5, they're establishing themselves as the main contenders, and here we are. We're going to come up to the final set of chicanes before the finish line for lap 2 here.
Gotta watch out for this final corner. Here's Stephen Thompson in the 12. They usually overshoot it right here, and they push back up. Whoa. Thompson's wide. He hit it. He's around. Troxel's going to take the race lead. They're going to bunch up in the top 5, and this is the dramatic things that happen here at Le Mans. Thompson's going to lose the race lead. Troxel led lap number 1, but now they're all bunched up here for the top 5. And Ryan Kendall, the inside of Cameron Gadget. Justin Knight trying to win his 3rd race of the season, trying to take the lead away from Abe Troxel, but Troxel hanging tough right alongside him in the number 60. Oh boy, this is good. Side by side here at Circuit de la Sarthe on lap 2.
Wow, just a very bad misjudgment by Stephen Thompson. Just running just a tad too wide, thought he was all good, and then next thing you know, he's in the tire barrier. I also noticed the 16 went down pit road as well, so he's got issues of his own. There he is.
Adam Lewis there, and Adam Lewis almost won at Pocono. He led the first 15 laps of that race, so we had pit stops in that event. And he came down, he changed his tires. The eventual race winner, Ryan Kendall, went fuel only and pulled away to win the race. So Adam Lewis has not had a good couple of races here in the Rockstar Pro Series after the month-long break that we had. But Justin Knight, he's pulled away. Troxel might be a little bit slow because he did tap that number 12 there. Thompson has fallen all the way back to, I believe, the 8th position. And we got some guys peeking out here down the first back straightaway. Cameron Gadget trying to make a move there on Abe Troxel, and you know what? He's going to get it. Gadget's now up to the 2nd position, so the top 2 drivers have won races so far this season, and I'm wondering if there's a problem on that number 60 machine, because he is being passed left and right now. Kendall alongside him. That's for the 3rd position. He's got help from Edwin Mendez behind him. But Troxel hanging tough right now. He's going to remain in the 3rd position, but he lost a position in there to Cameron Gadju. And now Gadju is closing in on Justin Knight for the race lead.
And Cameron Gadju, another one of those old-time series veterans going back on this channel throughout the last few years. He knows how to put himself in the right position to get a victory, a potential victory here. And it's a good thing he got by the 60 of Troxel when he did, because, again, that nose damage, potential nose damage that Abe Troxel has, it could be hindering his aerodynamics just a little bit. But you also got another Ford right there, the 00 of Ryan Kendall. And, again, ever since Thompson hit those tires, it's just been, you know, all craziness, and everybody's scrambling trying to pick off each position from each other.
I see some damage here on Ashland Boyd. This is just inside the top 10. I think Max Newirth might be the last guy in the top 10. Actually, no, I believe the last guy in the top 10 is, in fact, Ashland Boyd. But aerodynamics mean a lot at this road course. We got some really long straightaways here, 4 long ones to be exact. And if you don't have good aerodynamics on your race car, you're just simply not going to be in contention for the race win, because if you're going slower than everybody else on these long straightaways, people are going to pass you. And Justin Knight did that. He did not gain any damage from that accident off of the final corner on the first lap of the race, and he was able to pull away and pass Abe Troxel. But Troxel put up a good fight, though. But there might be a little bit of a buckle there on the front of that race car. We're just going to have to see. But tough break for Abe Troxel. He's still in this thing. It's far from over for all these guys. Even Stephen Thompson could still find a way to pull away with this victory, but we're going to have to watch that final corner all day long here in the Grand Prix of Le Mans, especially with the race leaders. As we saw there with Stephen Thompson, you just cannot overshoot it, or otherwise you're going to fall back.
Going left and right through these chicanes, beautiful scenery here in this circuit of France right here. A nice little countryside, the forest on both sides of the racetrack. Good scenic guardrail right here. Although the more sightseeing is more meant for the fans and not for these drivers, because the one thing they have to see is, you know, black, that pavement. That's what they got to stand on. And we're gonna get to that final chicane up pretty soon. We'll see if Gadju can pounce if the 23 of Knight makes a mistake.
Well, Justin Knight has a good scenery right now. Nobody in front of him. We'll have to see if he can keep it on for his 3rd win of the season here. He has been putting it on these guys this season in the Rockstar Pro Series, but you got to watch out for this corner. It's right there when they hit that chicane. Knight's a little wide. Ooh, that was close, but Gadju's going to hit it. And again, Abe Troxel got held up by a guy who hit the tire barriers. Now Ryan Kendall's going to look for second, and Justin Knight is out of here in the number 23. But Cameron Gadju, a very bad mistake there. He's going to fall outside the top 10 because of that, I do believe. Newirth was just inside the top 10. He's actually going to remain in the 9th position, I do believe. Newirth will not pass him, but still. You see the damage to Cameron Gadju's race car. That did not work out for him at all. And Troxel was able to stay in the 2nd position. Ryan Kendall now battling with Edwin Mendez for the 3rd position. Kendall really hasn't been able to move his way up front too well. He's had to rely on these guys hitting that outside wall. He's not been able to really secure passes. I thought he was going to get it on Abe Troxel there, but he was unable to get the inside to work. Here's Patrick Zyke on Johnny Gardner. That's a good battle right there. Zyke's in the top 5 right now, trying to get his 2nd win of the season.
And wow, I mean, so another unfortunate mistake. I mean, I thought that, you know, Knight was going to be the one to mess up, and Gadju was going to be the one to capitalize, but the roles were clearly reversed.
Patrick Zyke putting a block there on Johnny Gardner. Excuse me there for interrupting. That was a very tight move right there by the veteran driver, Johnny Gardner, and Patrick Zyke there, a rookie driver in the 20. Justin Knight has already entered the chicane. He's exiting the chicane now, and you'll see the difference as they go down the 2nd straightaway here, just how much of a lead Justin Knight now has. He can really play it easy. And now you see Ryan Kendall trying to get on Abe Troxel here for the 2nd position. I don't think it's good that Troxel's in 2nd. I think he's holding... Oh, somebody off. That's Zachary DeLello. He kept it together, though, and no damage to the number 0.
And DeLello in that 0, he sadly hasn't had the best type of seasons. Again, near dead last in the points, not being able to score any points this year. And he was hoping to have a nice turnaround today. But up front here, here's Mendez in the 39. We haven't even mentioned a word about him before the mistakes of Thompson and Gadju in that last chicane. But yeah, Mendez, also Patrick Zyke. He's a former winner at Armory Digital. So he might strike as well.
We'll have to see. And, I think it'll only come into play if Justin Knight makes a mistake. Because if Knight races a clean race from here on out, it's Knight's race to lose. Excuse me there, a little tongue-tied, but still, Justin Knight with a huge lead right now. As a matter of fact, at the line last time, it was almost 4 seconds ahead of Abe Troxel, so you can just see the difference. But that final corner is bitten a couple of top runners. Stephen Thompson in the number 12 is barely hanging on to a top 10 right now. As a matter of fact, he might have fallen outside the top 10. You got Knight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's actually right inside the top 10. He's 10th right now. Gaji's outside the top 10, 11th. That's not what you want. But you can see Max Norris moving his way through the field. Aiden Shepard as well. Some of these guys in the back who just race a clean race, who kind of started midway through the field, they might end up with some pretty good point stays because of all these guys making mistakes ahead of them.
I'm sure that gap has got to be much more than 4 seconds right now. I mean, just absolutely look at the gap that the 23 has gotten over Abe Troxel and everybody right there. I mean, he's definitely hitting his marks and staying up atop the points lead as he can. I mean, it's only a 15-point difference between he and the 20 of Zyke, but already determined to storm away with this points lead if he gets another win.
He could have an entire race point lead heading into the next race of the season, which is somewhere, and I actually can't remember what the next race is. I think it might be Daytona, actually. Yeah, it's Daytona. I think the next race is at Daytona, so we're going back to Daytona again for these guys, and that's a wild card race, and you never know what's going to happen there. So I think it's a good thing for Knight to actually have a full race point lead heading into a wild card race like Daytona. But once we hit August, that's really when things start to heat up, because we're going to have No, we're not going to have Dragonet. Excuse me, it's the wrong series. We're going to have 2 races at Talladega, but I'll tell you that much. We're going to race at the Rockingham Motor Speedway over in Europe, or over in, I should say, England. And then the finale is at Indianapolis, and that one's always a wild one. And Troxel coming close there. These guys always coming close. Mendez tapped it just a little bit. But, Neuwerf's going to hit it.
Oh, Neuwerf hit it.
Neuwerf's around. He's going to lose a lot of ground there. Shepard, Thompson, Gaji, they all had to check up, and now look at this mess. That is for the 9th position, I do believe. Thompson trying to get to the inside. You got Ryan Durrani, Atlanta winner, Matt Tuck as well. And look at how far behind they are on the rest of the field. But we got some good racing here going on between Thompson and Aiden Shepard. Shepard's going to clear Thompson. Now Gaji trying to get a position on the number 12.
Yeah, now it's all up to Aiden Shepard in that 36, trying to keep all those guys at bay. Again, points are very important in this series. Again, I've taken part in this series a few seasons before, and, top 10s can't ask for enough of those because those are the only positions that points are scored in. And, again, with Thompson starting from the pole, him hitting the last chicane tire barrier, as well as Gadju in the number 7. Again, hopefully they might not be too costly mistakes if they are able to keep a top 10 spot. But yeah, like, Boyd in the 42, the 21 of Gardner, they look like they're all pretty safe from, if they do mess up that last chicane, they might still have enough of a gap where they can still maintain a top 10 points paying spot.
We'll have to see what happens. Mendez tapped it a little bit. That's why you see the gap between Kendall and Mendez. And Kendall's not been able to get around Abe Troxel. He's been trying and just has not been able to find a way around that number 60 machine. It's a tough break for Ryan Kendall so far. I mean, Kendall's probably raced one of the cleanest races other than Justin Knight of these top running guys, and he's still having trouble getting around Abe Troxel. I think Abe Troxel, he's run a clean race as well, but he's just gotten caught up in other people's messes. Got Patrick Zyke trying to make a move. This doesn't work. You try to make a move to the inside through the second chicane, you just simply can't get the grip on that inside, and Mendez will pull away and stay in the 4th position. I don't know. My question to you is, Jesse, will Justin Knight make a mistake, or will he pull away with this one? Because, he can race it very clean. He's got a 7-second lead on the rest of the field. Even if he were to make another mistake, would he be able to stay up front in the number 23?
I think it might be a good chance that, I think he's pretty much in a safe spot for now. Again, the last time they crossed the line, it was almost about 5 seconds, I see, between the gap.
6.96.
Oh, 6.9,
so
okay.
About 7 seconds from Justin Knight to Abe Troxel there. So he is definitely pulling away. And this is the perfect time to do it. Like I said, heading into Daytona, wild card race, you won a big points lead heading into that thing. And Justin Knight, he was in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series last year, did not do a thing. But this season, he is definitely showing his talent Like I said, one Las Vegas, one Dover, and Dover was kind of a race handed to him. Remember, Cameron Gaju was actually leading that race and blew up while leading, and that eventually led to Justin Knight taking the win away. So just think, if Cameron Gaju actually won that race at Dover, Gaju might be in a position to possibly win this championship at this point of the season. Of course, we're only about halfway through, so still a long ways left to go, but Justin Knight definitely got handed one at Dover, and with that, got one handed here at Le Mans. He's just been catching the good breaks and making sure he capitalizes on them, and with that, here he is, coming to the white flag at Le Mans with a 7-second lead on Abe Troxel. I'm not seeing any movement back in here. You got to think, too, tire wear will come into play here. Tires are definitely not as good as they were at the start of the race, so maybe a little bit harder to make moves at this point throughout the event. Aiden Shepard's all by himself now, number 36. That is an 8th, and then you got Thompson and Gaju rounding out the top 10. It's a tough break for Max Neuwirth. Neuwirth has had a very tough season. He's fallen way outside the top 10. A lot of these guys back in here, they didn't even start in the top 10. They just haven't had a chance to see Alex Bonk there. He's actually last right now in the number 51. But I'm going to watch here for Justin Knight once again. He's coming to the white flag here in the Grand Prix of Le Mans, the Rockstar Pro Series, season number 6. He's got a huge lead on Abe Troxel. But if he overshoots this corner like we saw Steven Thompson do earlier, it might not work out too well for him. They've come close, but he's going to take the white flag with no damage.
He definitely cut it close there. Let's see if Abe Troxel can avoid it. Thankfully, he does. Those Fords right there of the 16, the 00. Gardner came close. Oh, no, Ashland Boyd.
Ashland Boyd with a bit of a tap. Nothing major. There's Aiden Shepard. Looks like he's clean. Steven Thompson. Ooh, it's a close one there. Looks like a lot of these guys are avoiding it. Gaju's coming down the pit lane. The damage just a little too much on that number 7 machine to continue. That's a tough break for him, but Justin Knight has pulled a gap on Abe Troxel, and ever since Thompson overshot the corner there, it's been Justin Knight's race here at Circuit de la Sarthe. And even if he were to overshoot that corner, I don't think anyone would be able to get to him because he has such a huge lead. And they're spread out back in here now as well, so it looks like this is how they're going to finish. Abe Troxel in second, Ryan Kendall, Edwin Mendez, Patrick Zeich, Johnny Gardner, Ashland Boyd, Aiden Shepard, Steven Thompson, now Ryan Durrani. We have not talked about Durrani at all this season, but here he is, running 10th. Ryan Durrani made his debut in the Turkey Hill Truck Series last year, and I know we talked about him a lot more in the Truck Series last year. We have hardly talked about him at all this season in the Rockstar Pro Series, but it's just a point. It's still a point at Le Mans, and that's a tough thing to do here in the Rockstar Pro Series, but either way, last time down the straightaways here at Le Mans, Justin Knight pulling away, and he definitely showed us all that he is the driver to beat for this championship here in the Rockstar Pro Series.
And again, you mentioned Ryan Durrani. He didn't have too good of an outing last time at Pocono. He dropped 6 spots in the points down to 17. At least he can pick up one and be able to advance over guys, like Eli Bright and Eric Monaco. They're not having the best of days either, but yeah, just Justin Knight looking like he might have a good cruise on here to victory going down these luxurious French roads here. I was wondering that, since they are racing on, the real streets and the real roads of France, I wonder if you would consider Le Mans a street course. Would you?
Well, okay, so half of it's a street course, the other half's a road course. It's kind of an odd way of thinking about it because, near the start-finish line, it's actually built as a race course, but as down the back straightaway and all that, those are real roads, and here, they are real roads, so that's an interesting question there. It acts a lot more like a road course. It reminds me a lot of Road America, actually. Kind of similar in style to Road America. With, fast turns and, all the hills and everything. I would consider it a road course, but still also kind of is a street course in a way. But it's still, we can agree it's a really beautiful course, a really nice course, and one of the most unique tracks we go to, and it means quite a bit to win a race here at Le Mans. Winning at Daytona, winning at Indianapolis, winning at Le Mans, these are some of the biggest places you could possibly win at on Napa Fan, and we don't come to Le Mans too often, so it's a special privilege to even race here to begin with, and to win a race here is something else. And Justin Knight, I'm sure he's going to be really happy about this one. He's going to really pull away in the points, get a win at Le Mans. It's going to be a great day on this Wednesday in the middle of June for Justin Knight in the number 23. Final few corners for him. Troxel still in second. He's been in second pretty much this entire race, but a great job nonetheless. He'll get a lot of points towards the championship. And here he comes. Justin Knight, only 3 more corners left to go, I should say. Actually, no, I can't remember how many corners there are at the end of this course.
Again,
this one, it goes through the next
very
one, and
confusing to
then
go
it's
over
2 more
everywhere.
corners for Justin Knight.
Yeah, again, it'd be tough to cover every spot of an 8.4-mile course, so it's all right.
Coming out of the final corner, Justin Knight will make sure he clears this corner well. A little bit wide. Nothing major. Justin Knight wins the Grand Prix of Le Mans in the Rockstar Pro Series, his 3rd win of the season. Abe Troxel is gonna get second over Ryan Kendall. And we'll check in on the rest of the top 10 there. We see him as they cross the line. Ashlyn Boyd is clean. This is for 8th right here. Aiden Shepard's got it for the 8th position. Stephen Thompson will get 2 points towards the championship there. And Ryan Durrani in the 10th position with the final championship point here today at Circuit de la Sarthe. But there's your race winner. It's Justin Knight. And once he took the lead, he never looked back, and he pulled away. And because he pulled away so much at the beginning, I think he was able to race it a lot cleaner, didn't have to push it off that final corner, and able to keep the car clean and grab the race victory here in the Grand Prix of Le Mans.
Very well executed job by Justin Knight, and I mean, wow, just nearly an 8-second gap. I mean, he certainly had to rely on a little bit of luck to do it, and a couple mistakes of others, but I mean, still an impressive drive. He knew how to keep his car up front throughout the entire weekend. He qualified in the top 5. He was able to get it 2 spots better at the finish, so he comes out with the win. And it's also a great run for guys that we never mentioned at the start, but they shot up there through luck, and they got a good payoff of points. Again, Patrick Zyke is one of them. Edwin Mendez, Aiden Shepard, he started in mid-pack, and also Ryan Durrani getting that last 10th point spot. So nice, good underdog runs for a few people.
Yeah, Aiden Shepard, Ryan Durrani, a couple of those guys, Ashlyn Boyd, and they probably did not start in the top 10 and move themselves in the top 10. Like I said, this is a road course. It is difficult to move your way from the back to the front here, and those guys were able to do so pretty well. So great days for those guys, and especially a great day for Justin Knight. He led 4 laps of the 5. Of course, Abe Troxel led the first one. But tough break for Stephen Thompson especially, but he was able to salvage a couple of points there. But what do you think is going to happen in this championship? Justin Knight starting to pull away. I mean, we got a lot more super speedways left on the schedule. Watkins Glen as well. So what do you think Justin Knight's going to do? Is he going to be able to hold off, or will somebody surprise us and win this championship in the Rockstar Pro Series?
Yeah, I mean, you still can never know. I mean, we're still only just halfway through the season, I believe. So again, you just never know when those unexpected championship twists might come around. I mean, Daytona's next on the schedule. Maybe Justin Knight might have a good result there, or maybe on other road courses such as the Glen or somewhere else, he might encounter misfortune, and hopefully a poor finishing streak doesn't happen there. But another fun race here, and I know Daytona's next, so I know guys like Joey Hightower are pretty excited to go back there, and wait to see what happens in the next round.
We will. It's the Florida 80K, I think. Yeah, it's going to be a short race. It's going to be a lot shorter than the first race we had in the season at Daytona, but it will be our second outing at Daytona this season, so these guys, they've all seen it before, only this time it's going to be under the lights as a companion to the Valvoline 400. That's going to be a few weeks from now, a couple weeks from now, July 4th weekend, actually. So these guys have another breather. But like I said, once August comes around, that is when the Rockstar Pro Series is going to light up. And we got Watkins Glen, Rockingham UK, Double Dega, which actually I think you've won before, by the way. You've won a Double Dega race. And the finale in Indianapolis. And August is where you have to shine in this series if you're going to win the championship. But Justin Knight's getting ready for that, and he's got a good points lead. But thank you guys so much for watching here tonight at the Grand Prix of Le Mans this afternoon, because it's actually night over there in France right now, and we actually moved it up. It's about like 1 o'clock right now when this race is premiering. I know, worst time for it, but still, we want to be realistic with the time, so that's why it's as early as it is here on this Wednesday. But tomorrow, going to be regular times at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's day number 1 of the James and Dean Wickard Cheetah. We are qualifying for the late models. We got Super Trucks, and we have the Hearst Elimination Series with a special event. Of course, I know the series was canceled, but they're still going to be part of the James Dean Wicker shootout tomorrow night. And then Friday night we got it as well. Saturday morning we got some, and Saturday night. Going to be a huge weekend here on Napa Fan. Me and Alex are going to be pulling that all off, and we hope you guys really enjoy it. Thank you guys for signing up last Monday. We probably, at this point, are already done with it all. And you guys will enjoy that tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern every single night. It's going to be like Short Track Saturday night in North Wilkesboro. Going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Justin Knight. Here are the championship standings in the Rockstar Pro Series. After 8 races, we only have ourselves, I believe, 7 races left in the season here for the Rockstar Pro Series. We got Daytona, Nashville, Watkins Glen, Rockingham, UK, Double Dega, and then Indianapolis. So you got to be good in these next 7 races if you want to win the championship. On behalf of Jesse Turner, thank you so much for joining me, man. Always a blast when we do a race together. And here are the points for the Rockstar Pro Series in season number 6. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys later.
The climb's the coldest, known as life's a battlefield of moments. Hold this. We